Shericka Jackson has built a name for herself in the world of sprinting. She's done so by winning numerous notable races. She's been able to do so consistently too, which only adds to her image as a formidable runner. But that isn't why she intimidates her competitors. Here's more on the sprinter, as well as the real reason that other sprinters are so scared of her. Shericka Jackson was born in St. Anne, Jamaica in 1994. She found herself on the track at a young age, while she was still in primary school. As a young student, she began competing in events. While many would think she had a natural talent when it came to sprinting, that wasn't the case. Jackson struggled and didn't even make the podium in her early track days. She has reflected on this time, saying that she considered herself a slow runner. Towards the end of secondary school, Jackson became more dedicated to the sport. She set her mind on becoming a true track athlete by setting goals for herself. At the time, she was attending Veer Technical High and running events like the 200 meters. Her coach at the time actually inspired her to run the 400 meters. She explained that she wanted to win the 400-meter race before her last year of high school. She thought that was what her coach wanted from her, so she put time and effort into training for the event. That dedication was something that stuck with Jackson throughout her career. Although her goal was to win the 400-meter race, she went on to excel in the 200 meters. She won the event at the national trials and represented her country at the youth level. You have to acknowledge that it's an impressive start to an all-star career. Even though she didn't start out strong, she worked her way up the rankings until she dominated the podium. So what qualities set Shericka Jackson apart from other sprinters? The first thing we can note about Jackson is her work ethic. That, paired with her determination to reach her goals, allowed her to become a track athlete. Those are admirable and necessary qualities in top-level athletes. Another thing that acts as a strength for her is her commitment to the sport, especially in the face of adversity. One of the points in her career that demonstrates this is her first major championship in 2014. Although she had won youth championships before, this was a whole different league. After qualifying for the event, she was on her way to the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Before she could actually compete, she sustained injuries that forced her to withdraw from the competition. She was unable to compete, which devastated her. It was a real low point that made her question why she ever bothered to train in the sport. She said it was especially difficult because she put so much effort into training, yet had almost nothing to show for it. After recovering from her injury and receiving support from friends and family, Jackson was able to get back into a training rhythm. Putting that effort back into her training allowed her to come back even stronger. The following year, she won her first major championship medal. At the 2015 World Athletics Championships in Beijing, she won bronze in the 400 meters and gold in the 4x400 meter race.
We are so grateful to for 1-2. We came out here to do our best and our best was good enough. We deliver big 2 medals for the country. We are so grateful.
It was an incredible achievement that came from her determination, work ethic, and commitment to being a track athlete. Ever since then, she's had even more notable wins. She's also set amazing records, held notable titles, and obtained many other achievements. In 2016, just a year after her first major championship win, Shericka became an Olympic-level athlete. She represented her country on the world stage at the Olympics in Rio. The sprinter not only became an Olympic athlete, but she became an Olympic medalist. She won a bronze medal in the 400 meters and a silver medal in the 4x400 meter relay event. She also returned to the Olympics in 2021, competing in several events in Tokyo, Japan. At other points in her career, she held national titles for the 400 meters in 2017 and 2019. She then held national titles for the 200 meter race in 2018 and 2022. In 2022, she also held the title for the 100 meters. This shows her establishing herself as a top-level athlete for Jamaica. That year, she also ran a personal best at the World Championships in the US. She earned gold in the 200-meter race with a time of 21.45 seconds. Not only did she earn the gold medal, she also set a personal best and a new record in the event. That achievement made her the fastest woman alive and the second fastest woman of all time in the event. That type of accomplishment establishes her as a a force of nature within the sport of sprinting. This is another factor that makes her one of the best sprinters on the track. With the kind of record Shericka Jackson has, you just know people in the community talk about her. So what have other pros said about the talented sprinter? Jackson's impressive performance throughout 2022 got a lot of people in the sport talking. Following her win in the 200-meter at the Diamond League meet in Rome, fans and experts commented on her surprise win. The reason it was a surprise was because of a fumble on her part in a previous race. Many expected Elaine Thompson-Herah to win, but that wasn't the case. Australian runner Tamsin Lewis took to Twitter to express praise for Jackson. She said that although Jackson was often the forgotten Jamaican, her record was fire. Lewis also said she expected Jackson to perform well in the Oregon World Championships. That event was where she became the fastest woman alive, so she wasn't wrong. A notable sports reporter also acknowledged the athlete's impressive time at the Rome event. Shericka's coach has been vocal about her abilities and potential. Stephen Francis said that she's capable of breaking world records. This is a bold claim, but Jackson has the record to back up that kind of claim. He acknowledged that certain conditions would have to be met, noting that the win could work either for or against her. Paul Francis, Stephen's brother and Jackson's other coach, also had positive things to say about the athlete. Paul noted her growth in the sport and said she still has room to improve. He also said that they're not focused on hitting specific times. Instead, their goal was general consistency to qualify for events. With so many people acknowledging her potential, you know she stands out from the rest of the competition. What has Shericka Jackson said about herself? Most recently, she echoed a similar sentiment to her coaches. When it comes to training and goals, the athlete said that she's not putting too much pressure on herself. She noted that she's not setting time or performance goals. Instead, she's making it a priority to have fun in her races. That's something a lot of athletes can probably get behind. After putting so much emphasis on being an elite athlete and winning, it makes sense that she would want to recapture the joy of running. It's also worth noting that she said this to dismiss rumors that she was focused on breaking world records. Despite that shift in focus, she knows she's talented and has worked to get to where she is now. This is another factor that contributes to her racing prowess. So what do other runners have to fear about Shericka Jackson? There's her dedication and work ethic, which she's used to build incredible strength and speed as a sprinter. Her commitment to the sport has also contributed to her success. That commitment has helped her overcome different types of adversity. Additionally, that commitment has helped her push herself to achieve her goals within the sport. That means she's trained hard to reach the point of being able to win titles and smash records, whether they're her own or world records. Shericka has also established herself as the fastest woman alive in the 200-meter event. Earning that title shows competitors that she's fierce. Over her whole career, she's grown and improved. She's used everything she has to be the best she can be. That makes her a sprinter other athletes look up to and fear competing against. That is the real reason sprinters are scared of Shericka Jackson.